Hello, friends. I'm Tracie. I'm an artist, a texture artist, and just a painter, really. I would like to say if you're new here, welcome. I'm new, so
We can be new together.
I'm new to the YouTube thing. Anyway, I'm diving into the art festival world. Today, I took a very affordable basic tent and just beefed it up, bougieed it up to make it strong, sturdy, and art fair ready. So if you're just starting out, you're going to want to hear this. I first started researching the art fair tents, I was overwhelmed. There was some affordable ones out there. There was a lot of affordable ones to choose from, but they were flimsy. I heard some really bad things about it on certain vlogs and definitely some art forums. I knew that they weren't going to be made for my heavy paintings and most likely the unpredictable weather. So I checked out the professional art tents, ones that most likely could survive a hurricane. I was definitely sticker shocked. Not only were they thousands of dollars, but they were kind of complicated to set up. I was surprised at that. The pop up tents are easy and more affordable. I guess those go together, don't they? I wasn't sure if art festivals were going to be my long term career goal. However, I did want to try it. I found out that most artists have both. They have the affordable tent, the one that's easy to set up. They also have the professional art tent. I definitely had a decision to make. That's when I asked myself, is there a middle ground? I didn't see a lot of middle ground. I could somehow reinforce a regular pop up tent and make it more strong without spending a fortune. There had to be a way. So I started comparing side by side what makes the professional tent so strong. Reinforced frames, stability bars, and heavy duty tarps. That gave me a blueprint. I picked a good quality pop up tent, nothing fancy, specifically one that had a thicker frame. Then I got creative. I bought stability bars. Usually these bars go midway up the tent, and I installed them at the bottom instead. This added serious strength and gave me a solid place to attach my tarps. Speaking of tarps, I definitely wanted to bring up the tarps. I spent a long time looking and finding a tarp material that looked and felt just like the pro tents use. I found a place that sells tarps, and I think it was called Tarp World, but I'll put it in the video. The photos weren't really specific, and it was really hard to navigate the thread and basically the consistency of the vinyl thread and the material itself, but I found one that was adequate. I also had a decision to make. I saw people buying similar tarps, but they were really long, and I definitely didn't want my tarp to wrap around the poles. I just thought that looked messy. So I bought one that was too short, hoping that wouldn't be too messy. I used the bungee cords that you see a lot of people using in their tents to make it really taut. The real test. So the real test was hanging my paintings. I have some larger paintings and some heavy paintings with all of the texture that's involved. It was definitely going to be a test of the tarps. I hung them up inside the tent and I used the drapery hooks. The drapery hooks worked on the small canvases very well. They were snug up against the tarp, which is what I really wanted. And the larger paintings, some of the stitching in the canvas left some bigger holes. That might need to be reinforced. I know that there's tape that I can use that has some screen on it, but I'm not really that worried about it. And the larger canvases, I'm going to have to reinforce and just put them up against the tarp a little bit more snug. I was happy with what it came out to be, and I'm going to have to work on it just a little bit more, but I'm still very satisfied with the results. So if you're on the fence about getting into art festivals and the art tent idea of having a professional art tent, $4,000 is just a little bit too much, especially when you're just starting out. The pop up tents can be beefed up and they can be secured to where they are a more productive art tent to where it can actually look professional without spending so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. For some more behind the scenes art adventures, I would love for you to join me and hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video.